tradition says I should live in Kensington Palace, but I don't want to live in the palace where my mother is because she bullied me. So I'm going to move to Buckingham Palace. Now all the courtiers and stuff said, but tradition says you must live in Kensington Palace. And they thought they could push her around because she was only 18. And she turned around and said, excuse me, who's queen? And I went, well, you are, Your Majesty. He said, so I think I can decide where I live, thank you very much. And I went, ooh, she's, okay, we can't push her around. And she moved to Buckingham Palace and made that her main London home. And in fact, she lived there on her own until 1840, when she married Prince Albert. Within Buckingham Palace and the 775 rooms, there's a 12-room private apartment that's just for use of the King or Queen. It's their official London home. Now, it's not a home that they particularly like because it's very formal and it's actually quite cold and drafty in there, I think. So Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, she called it the office. That's why then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to work that out myself. There are things you see in London every day that you go, oh, I've never, I haven't seen, yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to, I'm not sure if they're royal horses or... Yeah, that's right. So sometimes you see them around Buckingham Palace where they're training the horses for the carriages and things. So I'm not sure yeah, so I don't know whether this is a film set. That's what I'm beginning to suspect because of the trucks and stuff around might be catering. So I'm wondering if there's actually, if it's meant for filming. Because yeah, it's sort of, but why they would be filming around here, I'm not sure. But I don't know. Yeah, because it must be something filming because she's sort of got radio and stuff like that. So yeah. So. Well, just bear with us as we get through this little bit. So, I mean, there would have been a time when this would have been, thousands of horses and things around here. No, this is, I'm guessing this, looking at the period, this is around Regency, so this is pre-Queen Victoria, this is sort of 1810-ish, something like that. Yeah, it's a film set. Stunt team and stuff, so... Wow! Wow! Yeah. So yeah, this is a bit of a odd place to look at, yeah. But yeah, no.
The Devil's Horseman.
Because there was a time, when back in 1829, all the buses, all the taxis and things were pulled by horse. Every single day on the streets of London, you would clean 100,000 tons of horse poop off the streets. Rhubarb had never been so good. Although I prefer custard on that. And the noise in the streets was so loud, no one could talk in the streets or anything. Because it was just the sheer volume. And there'd always be about 50 horses dead in the streets where they just left them and stuff. It was colossal.
Now what is that?
Where?
The Westminster Abbey?
Yes.
Just to finish off, so Queen Victoria, now within, as I say, there's this 12-room apartment, but Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, she called it the office. Because she said it's a workplace. Now, but when Queen Elizabeth II needed to be in London, she used Buckingham Palace. King Charles doesn't. He still uses Clarence House as his London home, where he's lived since 2002. Buckingham Palace, he basically uses to host events in and meet and greet people. And for that, it's an amazing place. Now, over to the right, we've got one of the great churches of the world. This is Westminster Abbey. But actually, nobody calls it, it's not officially Westminster Abbey. Although everybody calls it that, all the signs call it Westminster Abbey. Officially, it's the Collegiate Church of St. Peter in the Royal Peculiar. But yeah, nobody ever calls it that. Technically, it's a Royal Peculiar because it's a church directly controlled by the royal family rather than the Church of England. That's why so many royal events happen there. The original church was built in 1060 for Edward the Confessor. What we see today, largely rebuilt by Henry III in 1245, so it's about 800 years old. 17 kings and queens are buried in there. 16 royal weddings have taken place there. Oh, right, that's kind of you, Lee.